The high degree of perfection of Fuga's breakdance, the more gradually it becomes. Why can I do it even though it's sunglasses, tank top or lol? Okay, the rest of it didn't really make sense. Nice guitar. Yo, what's up my crew, Feature Beatbox? Welcome back to another analysis video, which is by Madox, aka...
What is so mad of culture?
This time I made a poll on my Japanese channel and the Japanese community voted for ONII-CHAN versus Rofu at the GBB. So I'm gonna analyze this one today. But before I'm gonna analyze, I'm gonna check out the comment section. Let's read some comments! All these Japanese comments, but I'm gonna open up my YouTube app because they're supposed to be able to translate it. Why is it not on the desktop? I don't know. Even if a happening happens, Fuga's ability to improvise and manage it is amazing, and Hiro's way of keeping the beat calmly without any movement is also amazing. Wow, the translation seems to be pretty good. I'm not sure if that makes sense. It makes sense, but I'm not sure if this is like the original meaning. Also coupled with what I've been hiding until now. The more I see the high degree of perfection of Fuga's breakdance, the more gradually it becomes. Why can I do it even though it's sunglasses, tank top or lol? Okay, the rest of it didn't really make sense. But I guess the topic is that Fuga is like more of the theater person on stage, like acting and carrying like the performance elements, while Hiro is more of a beat guy. So many Japanese comments don't really make sense in the translation. Ah, come on. Need some English ones here. Massive props to Fuga. Microphone cord got removed, so he started breakdancing to keep the show going. Amazing quick thinking. Oh man, I don't remember this moment actually. Nobody can predict these mishappenings, and the fact that Rofu managed to overcome it spontaneously shows their stature. What is that word?
Stature.
Ah, okay, got it. Yeah, I also think that improvising on stage is a really amazing skill, especially on a battle. We have a lot of beatboxers like Alexinho or Napalm who are really good in improvising on stage, but it's more of improvising beats. But here we have Fuga, who's actually able to improvise to certain situations, like with the chord, with the microphone chord. Let's see it later in the analysis. As a Japanese, it was a very proud and fun battle. Especially, I was really moved when Onii-Chan sang a Japanese traditional song, Sakura Sakura. Even if we can't speak the same language, we can communicate with many people in beatbox. I love Team Japan and big respect for Rofu and Onii-Chan. So much love! Yeah, as I know, Onii-Chan also means big brother in Japanese. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But yeah, they are really addicted to the Japanese community. And I can understand why, because the Japanese community is really, really supportive. Look at all the fan art right here. Yeah, so this one is Japanese, this one is Japanese. I think this one is also Japanese, this one I'm not sure right now. This one definitely is Japanese, as well as this one, as well as this one. And I think, yeah, these two are also Japanese. So I get a lot of fan art from the Japanese community, so thank you very much, guys. Amazing supporters. This is my favorite battle. Hurt. The breakdance that Fuga did was so good. Man, everyone is talking about the breakdance. Okay, you know what? Let's get into the video.
Let me analyze that. Make some noise for Rofu again, come on!
I was confused.
And they'll be going up against, from Germany, make some noise for Onii-Chan!
Germany. Can you be proud of Germany as a German? Not sure. I'm not real German though, my parents are from Kazakhstan.
Alright.
Team Asia.
You already know what to do then. Onii-Chan, starting on you. I say the drei, you say the zwei, and the eins. Drei!
2, 1, Beatbox. Nice guitar. bass. Alright, that was the first round of Onii-Chan. For me, the structure was a bit messy. That was my first impression. They had some nice sounds, like Shazam has this really nice guitar. Sin had a really crazy bass. I think that was like a tongue bass. Maybe outward? Not sure, but it sounded really nice. The storyline wasn't really clear. They didn't use lyrics in this one. Not really typical for Onii-Chan, and especially for me, this is a big strength of Onii-Chan. Always when they have like lyrical parts inside. They decided not to use it in this round, which can be fine, but yeah, for me, something recognizable was missing here. Anyways, let's get into the details.
You already know what to do then. Onii-Chan, starting on you. I say the 3, you say the 2 and the 1, 3.
Yeah, so Onii-Chan started with the atmospheric intro, and Sin was struggling a bit with the throat bass here. I think the pitch was not correct, and also the throat bass was not really clean. Like there was some raspiness inside. Yeah, maybe his voice was tired, or I don't know what it was, but it didn't really sound clean. And especially when you do atmospheric stuff and it's all so reduced to single sounds sometimes, because here right now Sin is just doing one sound and not even varying in the pitch. It's just one note with his throat bass. And in this case, you need to be aware that you have to be really, really clean. Because if you do such minimalistic things on your performance, every mistake will be visible way more than if you go like crazy and there's like, I don't know, there's like a snare not hitting perfectly. But yeah, you would notice it as much as with something atmospheric like this one. On the other hand, we have Shazam varying with like different kind of sounds. First he has like singing, then this bird whistle, then the guitar. And these sounds are pretty cool. Like he has a nice texture to it and it sounds really dope. Especially like the guitar for me was really impressive. It's not like super distorted. If you need a beatboxer who's really good with guitars, we actually had Ibarra. I'm not sure if there's so much content online that you can find where you could actually listen to his guitar, but his one is pretty dope. Me, myself, I also use a guitar sound. I'm not using it so much for solo beatboxing, but if you remember, I was using it for Summer Night together with his. Let me shame my inside. So I can do it. I didn't practice it that much, to be honest, in the past days or weeks or even years. Oh my gosh, such a long time since we recorded Summer Night. Anyways, after this section, they went into the beat. And for me, the atmospheric intro was a bit too long. If you look at the timer, they had only 50 seconds left when they went into the first beat. So they used 40 seconds for the intro. If there would be like more impressive melodies inside, some singing, some dope ass harmonies, something like that, they could have used so much time without losing attention. But for me, they just were using too much time for too much just atmospheric sounds. If this would be an elimination where they have like 4 minutes, they could do that. But for a battle round, I think they should have used more time for either beats or singing parts. Then afterwards they went into the first drop, and I'm not really sure what this bass is that Sin is doing there. For me it kind of sounds like a tongue bass. It also could be like a really clean fart bass, but I guess it's not a fart bass. Hard to say, but it sounds really dope. It's a really full sound. It's like, it contains like lots of bass as well as mids and highs, so it's really into your face. Then afterwards they went into a transition that was pretty nice with the inward snares of Shazam and the double voice of Sin. But the second transition part with the spit snares sounds a bit messy to me. I think Shazam is doing like and Sin is combining it with it's by Shazam, and I think Sin is doing something like or yeah, it makes it really sounding messy for me. They should do something else. Either change what Sin is doing here so he doesn't mess up like the clean beat of Shazam, or he just takes like, I don't know, like a riser sound, like a bass or whatever it is. But this one for me sounded a bit too messy. Yeah, and then after the build-up, they went into like the real drop. This is supposed to be the highlight of the round. So I think Shazam is doing like a fart bass. Yeah, Shazam is doing like a... I can't do fart bass, but yeah, that's what I guess. He's doing a fart bass combining with a falsetto voice, and Sin is doing like... Sin is pretty much doing the beat of like the first drop that I did. Something like that. And for me, it sounds again a bit too messy. Whenever you are in a tag team and you both combine bass sounds, it's really risky to do that because it can start sounding really messy because of frequency masking. So when I say frequency masking, what it means is there's like multiple sounds covering the same frequencies. And so let's say both do like a lip roll. And let's say even like one does a distorted lip roll. The other one does like just a sub one. But still you're covering similar frequencies, and chances are pretty high that this will sound really, really messy. So especially when you're a tag team and you just have like two voices or two instruments, I recommend to create contrast. So the one is doing like the bass and the beat, and the second one is doing like a melody, or the one is doing just the beat and the second one is doing just the bass. For example, Unity, they do this a lot. For example, Alem is doing like a heavy technical beat, and then you have Alexinho doing the fart bass with some high-pitched voice. That works really well. It's not getting messy because you're covering the same frequencies. Here, I guess, yeah, it's a bit messy, and I guess the problem is because they're both doing like bass sounds, and yeah, for me, it sounds really, really messy. So yeah, nice first round of Onii-Chan. Some nice sounds in there, structural problems as well as sound problems at some places. But let's see what Rofu did in the first round.
Switch!
Okay. Good. This is Real from Japan. This is a spoon from the. Are you ready?
What?
Yeah. Did it oh one Santiago don't cash up his golden. Chili and down happy and was pretty and was him. Not only sex to himself. This is the Pascal. Yeah. This is our own rule. You like Japan?
Oh.
Time.
Okay. Oh man, it's such a pity you don't see it in the video, like how the cord was falling out of his microphone. You definitely can see it like at the end. There's like a perspective from the stage where you can see the microphone is on the floor and it's unplugged. And yeah, the breakdance moves. Damn, that's actually impressive. Like if you don't know that Fuga can do moves at all like that, and then he does like now comes the noob talk. Is it like a treadmill? I'm not sure. Anyways, it was a funny round, really dynamic at the beginning with some swing. Then they had this Street Fighter reference. I guess they used like the post snare as an attack sound. Yeah, so that was some nice dope elements. So you know what? Let's get into the details.
Switch.
Okay. This is Real from Japan.
Yeah, so Rofu started with like a swing beat. For the beginning to instantly set the mood, like, yo, we are watching a kind of a comedy show right now. It's really hilarious, it's really uplifting already, and yeah, pretty nice setting the mood right away.
Real from Japan. This is a spoon from the. Are you ready?
Then we have Fuga making an announcement. Of course, again, we are Rofu from Japan. This is I don't know what he was saying there, but I think it was the purpose that it's not understandable. I also like the scratch at the beginning. It's like a nice little detail. The scratch is actually pretty dope. Most beatboxers nowadays, they can't do scratches anymore because, yeah, beatboxing is supposed to be a hip-hop instrument, but since the beatbox scene was growing and like the music scene is changing, more and more beatboxers are more into like EDM beats, like house, drum and bass, trap, or even dubstep and rhythm. So hip hop is not that common anymore, and therefore most people can't do scratches anymore, including me. Anyways, let's keep going.
This is a spoon from the. Are you ready? Yeah. Oh one Santiago.
Then afterwards they kept going with the swing beat and Fuga is singing. It's really hard to understand, and here again I'm not sure if this is a mixing problem. His microphone should be louder so you can hear him properly. I mean, he also could just be singing louder, but I guess like if he would sing louder, probably it would destroy the mood, like he on purpose was singing with a voice like that. And so yeah, if you would be louder, probably would destroy the mood. But yeah, again, as a sound engineer, mixing a battle, it's pretty hard to adjust to a tag team because you don't know what the tag team will do. You can't really change the levels in between. Like if Rofu would have their own sound engineer, maybe the sound engineer like could slightly push the one who has lead vocals right now, so you can hear them clearer and do some stuff like cut some bass on the voice, etc. But like that, yeah, the situation is not ideal, I would say. The only thing I'm thinking of right now is for the live situation, you can't change it, but maybe for the video? I mean, normally you would get like both signals, so yeah, maybe this could be an idea for next GBB, that when you mix crews or tag teams, you set the levels so that you can hear both properly. After the lyrical part, I switched into like I mean, it's basically the same beat, but just a bit hitting a bit harder. Fuga is taking the beat with, and we have Hero with the, which is kind of like a trombone. So it's basically like the trumpet position. You can do it either on the side or in the middle. Normally I would do it in the middle, and then combine with the throat bass. For me, it sounds really funny. It's like just a really fun beat. Then they switch into a hip hop beat, and we have Fuga on like this Chinese violin. It doesn't quite sound pleasing. It's pretty clear that it's supposed to be more like a funny element, and it actually works for me. It really describes the character of Fuga, and I really like that.
You like Japan?
Yeah, then afterwards they doing a build up and came into like a Street Fighter move, Hadouken! And first I thought they're trying to do a post snare, but on a second guess, yeah, it's more like a laser sound. I'm not sure which one, I can't really do it. It would be funny, of course, if they would do like, because I mean, they're battling Shazam and Sin, and Shazam is like really well known for post snare. Maybe both of them just can't do it. Yeah, and then there was like this case where Fuga's microphone got unplugged, and for most beatboxers, this would be a really stressful situation because basically, yeah, this can destroy your whole performance. But he was using this opportunity to be like, okay, well, then I'm just doing some dance moves on stage. And he actually pulled it off, like with the breakdance moves. That was quite impressive. And also Hero, he kept calm and he was just keep going with what he's supposed to do. Both of them reacted really nicely to the situation. You could say, okay, this was like an accident. Probably you can't really count this as a battle move. But at the same time, like, yeah, using the situation and making the best out of it to still perform, that could give you plus points for improvisation moments. So quite hard to tell if the judges were considering this as like a plus. But anyways, comparing Onii-Chan and Rofu in the first round. So for me, Onii-Chan, they had some nice moments with like Shazam's guitar sound. They started with an atmospheric intro, but in general for me the structure was a bit messy. It sounded a little bit also like some build-up moments, and the last drop for me sounded a bit messy. It felt like they were not really sure what kind of concept to deliver in the first round. On the other hand, we have Rofu with a really well-structured round. They have some fun moments and then this improvisation part. So for me, the first round definitely goes to Rofu. Let's continue with Onii-Chan's second round.